should be cool, as DEA and FBI special agents Keith Nelson and Anthony Rienzi witnessed firsthand the consequences of bad choices. They've turned that knowledge upside down to write missed ops when opportunity knocks, know what not to do. The result is a straightforward and practical look at using other people's missed opportunities as a guide to leaving regret behind and building a better future. And to talk about this, one of the authors, Anthony Rienzi, is with us, and he's on the line now. How are you today?
I'm doing great, Scott. How are you?
Doing very well. First of all, tell us, what was it like to be with the DEA or the FBI? Because it seems like such a glamorous life, such a cool life.
It's a great job. It definitely is. It's something different every day, but it has its challenges just like every other job. And we fight to make a difference. We fight to make a living, but it is definitely an exciting job. You see things that nobody else would see. And
still involved in this, and how long have you been?
Going on 14 years now.
Wow, good for you. Any advice to anybody interested in pursuing a career down this path?
I would say get very focused, set your timeline, and make yourself competitive. Call the local offices, get a feel for what they're looking for at the time that you're ready to apply, and tackle that. Make sure that you have everything in your corner as far as schooling, languages, experience, etc.
And what's the route to the FBI?
It's an application process, probably just like any other application process. You would call up, or you can go online, and there's a website that'll give you the guidance as to what they're looking for, and what steps you have to take to apply.
Police training needed before that?
No, not necessarily. As a matter of fact, a lot of times throughout the years, they'd be looking for either accountants if there's a rise in financial crimes. They could be looking for attorneys. They could be looking for someone with forensics or science background, etc.
Wow, good for you. All right, so in all these years of working this beat, did you see a common denominator in all the bad guys?
Greed. I'd say greed is probably the biggest common denominator.
How do you balance that and stay on the right side of the tracks?
Well, for us, it's in our nature to try to help someone. So, for us, it's easy. You go to work every day and you just try to exploit the weaknesses. And they have all the resources available to them, and we have all the restrictions that we have to deal with. So it's definitely a challenge, but it's a balancing act like anything else.
All right. Do people know they're making these bad choices that you're writing about, or are they just going through life? Are they just walking through the motions?
In life, I think people understand that they're making bad choices, but in missed ops, we talk about missed opportunities and bad choices from your younger years into your older years, and it's not specifically speaking about criminals. It's also talking about individuals, whether or not you're looking to get a job with FBI or DEA, or if you're looking to be a realtor or something else. It runs the gamut.
Are too many of us looking for the easy way out, the path of least resistance?
I think people play lotto for that reason, but I'm sure most people are willing to put time and effort into something, and I think getting clear direction is the most important thing, and that's what Missed Ops focuses on. We try to teach people how to use other people's missed opportunities as a roadmap to success.
Explain that. How does it work?
Let's say, for example, you were looking to build a business. Let's say you're in your younger years and you're going through college and you have an idea. You can go and volunteer for someone. In this day and age, getting a job is very difficult. It's very competitive. But let's say it's more important to you to get this job and to get a feel for whether or not this line of work is for you. Invest some time, volunteer, and you'll get firsthand experience whether or not this is what you truly want to do, whether or not there's opportunity in this field, because the world is changing and some opportunities shrink as other ones grow.
How did you plan for a career in the FBI and the DEA?
It was just something that I always wanted to do. I started out actually in NYPD, and I walked a foot post for a little bit of time and was going through the process for the federal jobs. But it was just something that was in me, ingrained in me.
And when you were walking the beat back then, and you came up to somebody, did you take an extra minute to try to set them onto the right track? Is this what led to this book?
Actually, I thought about it with my partner Keith a little bit later in life, and it was probably our reflection on some of our own missed opportunities. We were working a surveillance, and we were in an affluent neighborhood. We noticed some beautiful homes, and we looked at each other, and we said, we're spending 18 hours a day here, and we would like to be where these people are ultimately. And we felt we had successful careers, but there's always, a strive to do better.
How do you take a career that perhaps is a little limiting and help reach its full potential and certainly go beyond what the norm is? Is that possible, or is that time to redirect yourself to something different?
I use a phrase, and I say, fake it till you make it. I think what you need to do is identify what you want, and if you have a role model that you can identify, you have to act like they're acting. You have to get up early. You have to, whether it's study or exercise or go the extra mile at your job. You can definitely do what you set out to do, but you need to put time and effort into it. And then again, learn from other people's mistakes, and so that you don't duplicate those same mistakes.
How do you motivate people to incorporate your ideas? Because it's great stuff, great ideas, common sense stuff, but it's stuff that we have heard before. So what's the key in making them actually make the jump, make the change?
I think for myself, and it's on a case-by-case basis, but for myself, I think it's kind of dream building. You have to ask somebody, what do you want? And then we have to set a path and identify it, set a path as to how they're going to get there. And you have to use like incremental goals, small goals leading up to larger goals.
Do many of us not know exactly what we want? We know more of what we don't want rather than what we want.
Mm-hmm. Another interesting point. I think a lot of people have an idea as to what they might want, but they're not sure how to get there. And if you look at colleges, a lot of students will go in, they'll take a career path, and they'll end up not doing something that they dreamt about doing. So I think, again, we need to go back to clearly identifying goals and making sure that you take the time to set in motion the things that you need to do to achieve those goals.
Was this your, doing this book, was this your avenue, expanding your career beyond the FBI and DEA that we were talking about when you were sitting in the car watching those big houses?
Well, we actually thought about doing this to help other people so that they would avoid the mistakes that we made, and hopefully that'll help us to achieve some of our personal goals, which is helping other people. Again, we did that in our careers, and I'm still doing that. Keith is now a teacher, so he loves working with students. But, I think helping others is one of the things that we just wanted to do, and that was one of the premises for the book.
And what mistakes do you think you've made?
You have time for another show? Probably one of the things that I reflect on the most is when I was younger, I had a landscaping business, and I looked at buying a home a year for the next 10 years. I actually wrote it down on a legal pad. I taped it up on my wall, but I never took the next step. I never went and got advice from a realtor. I never got advice from somebody who had done it before, and time went by, and then I look back on that and I reflect, and I said I could have achieved another goal.
It's like people who wish they won a lottery but never buy a ticket.
Yeah.
Great idea. If people want to find out more about this website, we can go to, Anthony?
Yes, there is. It's missedops.com. MISSED. There's a hyphen, OPS.com. We also have another website. It's opportunitywillknock.com. But missedops.com is a great place to start, and we can, they can take a look at the book and they can order the book. We also have a blog, so they can ask questions and we would respond to them. All
right, Anthony Rienzi has been with us, and the book is called Missed Ops: When Opportunity Knocks, Know What Not to Do. Thanks very much for your time. Much appreciated, Anthony.
Scott, thank you very much. I hope your listeners have a great day.